Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing, as you could tell from the title of this video, my May wrap up and my June TBR. I decided to put these two videos in one just because we are already about halfway through June and I am running behind on videos because the past 2 weeks I didn't make time for filming. So I'm trying to put them all together. And I'm thinking about putting like 3 different book hauls that I have planned out into one. I went a little crazy in May. I feel like I always say that, but I feel like this month in May I got way more books than I usually get. And it's a lot. So I don't know if I really want to have like a 20-minute video on books that I bought. Unless you guys want to see that, then let me know and I'll do that. But anyway, like I said, today we're going to be doing May wrap up and June TBR. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. The first set of books that I read were actually all part of a manga series, and that is Food Wars. And if I did not already give a good description, Food Wars follows Soma Yukihira. And it opens up with him in a competition with his father at their family-owned restaurant. And his father beats him, and he's making it a mission of his to beat his father one day. A couple days after that, either the next day or a couple days, his father comes back and say, yeah, we're gonna close down the shop. I'm gonna go traveling, and you need to go try to get into this elite cooking school, like Japan's most elite cooking school. But if you can't get in there, then don't expect to ever beat me. So Soma goes off to the school, and he gets there and he realizes that he actually has to try out in a way to get into the school. Yeah, I highly suggest it. If you're not sure about it, see if your library would get it, just the first volume, just to check it out. Maybe even the first 2, because I highly recommend it, especially if you don't like manga, or especially if you like manga, or even if you're new to it and you're trying to find a way to get into it. I think this series is a really, really, really good way to do that, just because it's really easy. Now I just get into what I actually read of that series. So the first one I read was Food Wars Volume 2, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. The next one I read was Food Wars Volume 3, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the next one I read was Food Wars Volume 4. I think that's it. Yeah, this is volume 4. Food Wars volume 4, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. And the last one I read in this series as of right now that I read in May is Food Wars volume 5, and I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished in May was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This book follows Nimona. It opens up with her becoming the sidekick of the villain of the story. She's actually a shapeshifter, and her being a shapeshifter causes a lot of chaos in the story, and she kind of breaks up the monotony of what usually occurs when this villain tries to do stuff in this world, in the world he lives in, and eventually gets beaten or whatever. His plan isn't successful, and she kind of comes in and causes chaos, and a lot of stuff ensues from that. And I really enjoyed it. I was a little disappointed, and I felt like it was a little something missing in the ending. Also, I felt like it ended too quickly for me. I wasn't really happy with the way it ended, but to my understanding, it was a webcomic before it became a graphic novel, and I'm not sure if the way that happened is what caused it to be missing a few elements for me. But I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I finished in May was Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley, and this is actually the first book by John Corey Whaley that I've ever read. And this follows Solomon Reed, who is a 16-year-old agoraphobic, and because of that he hasn't left his house in 3 years. And it also follows Lisa Prater, who I think she is 17. Yeah, she's 17, and she has made it her mission to get into the second best psychology program in the country. So in her way of doing that, she attempts, her plan is to fix Solomon, who hasn't left the house in 3 years. Even though those are the 2 main characters, Lisa's boyfriend, I think his name is Clark, yes, Lisa's boyfriend Clark also plays a major role in this story, and I don't know how to explain this. It's just so many feelings. It was really good, and I ended up giving this, like, initially when I first finished it, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. But thinking back on it, like, the more I thought about it, maybe I thought it was like a 4.5 or a 4.75, just because there was a little something missing for me. I guess I kind of felt like the ending, like, I would have liked more from the ending. I mean, I know everything wouldn't be fixed in the time that she spent with him, but it just felt like a little, just a little something was missing. So I'll probably end up changing that to a 4.75. Now I'm going to get into the books that are on my June TBR. The first book I have on my June TBR is Illuminate. And this is the first book in the Illuminate the Thousand. It's by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And I did already finish this book. I started it in May actually, and it kind of trailed over into June. I buddy read this with Morgan. I'm not sure if she posted a review yet, but I will leave her channel linked in the description. And yeah, I will talk more about this in my June wrap up. And I am reading this as part of the Tome Topple. I decided, like, super last minute that I wanted to participate in the Tome Topple readathon, so I didn't make a TBR video for that. The next two books that I wanted to read in June was Rat Queens Volume 2 and 3, and this is actually Volume 1. I finished Volume 2 of Rat Queens already, and I'm letting a friend from school borrow it, so I don't have it with me. I'm already currently reading Volume 3. I'm only a chapter in, and this has a new artist, so it doesn't feel the same. I will talk more about Volume 2 and 3 in my June wrap up. The next book that I would like to read in the month of June is Gemma Know, which is the second book in the Illuminate files. And it's also by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I actually met Morgan, that I talked about before. I met her in the line to get this book and get it signed, and we do have plans to buddy read this, depending on, I haven't really talked to her when she wants to start this, but once we do, I'll get started on this. The next two books I want to read are in June, are actually also part of a series, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I actually already read this book, and I think I started it in December and finished it in January. But I started A Court of Mist and Fury, but as I was reading it, I couldn't remember details of stuff they were referencing to that happened. Like, I decided that I would start over, read this first book before I go into A Court of Mist and Fury. And I wanted to read A Court of Mist and Fury. I actually got this the day it came out because I pre-ordered it from Amazon, and I almost want to send it back just because I felt like as soon as I opened it, it was already cracked, like the pages are ripping. I didn't send it back just because I was reading it. I got about almost 70 pages into it, but like I said, I wasn't getting some of the stuff that was I wasn't remembering exactly some of the stuff that they were referencing to, so I decided to read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then I will be getting into this. This is also a book that I wanted to read for the Tome Topple readathon. I'm not sure if I'll get to it just because I had planned on buddy reading Gemma Know, so and since I wanted to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, but if I don't read it for Tome Topple, I do want to get it read. The next book I would like to read in June is The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. And this is actually like the first ever arc I got, and it comes out this month actually. I think June. Let me see if I can find it. It just says June 2016. I believe it comes out on June 30th though. Not completely sure, and I feel bad. I did actually start reading this like right before I went to BookCon. I had said I was gonna take it with me so I could read it on the plane and stuff like that, but for some reason I didn't take it with me because I got it as part of, it's called the early review program. I think that's what it's called. The website is called The Novel, and I actually got this, and I was supposed to write a review up for this. It said 4 to 6 weeks after you received it, but then I forgot about it, and then I picked up other stuff. So I do plan on reading this. It did sound really interesting. That's why I kind of like signed up for the giveaway for the early review program. And I do want to read this month, since it does come out this month, and review it and post it at least on my blog and send it to the companies. And the last book that I would like to read, now this one I'm not really sure if I'll actually get to it. I kind of just put this on my TBR as part of the Tome Topper Readathon, but honestly, because of some of the other books, I'm thinking about just not worrying about one of the challenges, because the challenge is to read an adult tome, and I picked The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Neffender. I don't know if that's how you say that, but I did already watch this movie, and I got this book from Book Outlet not too long ago. So I've been wanting to read it, but it's not like top priority. I don't know, I might not read this, I might not get to it. It's not a big deal if I don't, just because I do really I really want to get to all the other books that are on my TBR. But I just put this on here just in case by some miracle I finish everything else, then I have something else that I would like to get to. But knowing me, I'll be like, you know, not really in the mood for that. I feel like this is a book I need to be in the mood to read, or I'm gonna end up really not liking it. So we'll see. I may or may not get to that this month. It is on my TBR just because it's part of the Tome Topper Readathon. June, I have a really over ambitious TBR just because I never read that much, but we're gonna see what I can do. If I can finish it all, I'll be really excited. If I can read more than that, then I'll be really excited. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you again in the next video, which will probably be a book haul. So yeah, thank you for watching this video again.